Hi everyone. So hopefully today was helpful with understanding how to apply things like HTML attributes, things like hyperlinks, taking images, that you may have edited or finding online and implementing them into a web page. So what we're going to do for your homework is you're going to actually take your existing, your last portfolio lab, personal portfolio part one, and you're going to add to it. Okay. So what we're going to do is you're going to add images and hyperlinks to your project. So my recommendation for this is what I would do is create a root folder. Okay, remember, a root folder is a folder that sort of stores all of the files for a bigger project if you have multiple files. And in this case, your project is going to have multiple files, an HTML document. You're eventually going to have images, and eventually you're going to have a CSS. And what I would do is just give it your last name. So like, actually, I think I wanted you to call it portfolio. Yeah, portfolio last name. So portfolio, you know, Joe student. Okay. You can even spell it right. There you go. And then what I would say is take your, let's pretend this is your HTML file, portfolio.html that you submitted before, put it inside of that. And then what you're going to do is you are going to add images. Okay. Now, for some of you, you've done, design classes before. Some of you, this may be the first time you've done a design class. What I would say is, if you've done design classes, take some of your work and convert it to an image format that would work for the web. That would be something like, like a WebP or a JPEG file or a GIF or a PNG file. Okay. So, find a way to convert the image into one of those formats. Okay. Or if it's a vector file and you want to export it as an SVG, you can do that. Um, so I want you guys to get some images. If you don't have any images, like you've never done any graphic design work, you can just find some images online and just, use that. So what I would say is like, here's some resources: Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash. These are places where you can find pictures of things. So if you don't want to put your own work or you don't have any of your own work, you could do this. So if I typed in puppy, you know, I could, I think for, oops, I think that was, let's go down here. I can download it. You can choose the size of the image. I'd choose probably on the smaller side, but it's up to you. You can see it already comes in the JPEG format, but if for some reason your image didn't come in one of those formats, you could use something like Photopea to convert it. Unsplash is kind of a similar type scenario. So what I want you guys to do is find three images, either they're your own or, they are images you find online from one of these sources. And if they're larger than 800, I would suggest resizing them to be smaller. So for instance, I'm going to deliberately download this puppy one to be a little bit bigger than what I need. And if I went to Photopea, I'm going to open up this puppy photo. I could crop it, but I could also go to image size and then set this to say 800. And you'll see that this automatically resizes. And then I could download this as an image, a new image, and then put that into your root folder. I'd probably give it a better name. So like, let's say this is the file. I might call it something like puppy.jpg or something like that, just to make it easier on yourself. All right, so I want you to get three images. either your own or, you can find some online. I also want you to include your banner that you made for homework and your what's the word, logo. Put that into the folder as well. So what I want you guys to do, so put your banner and logo at the top of your document, your portfolio page. Under the resume that you built last time, I want you to add a new section, a heading called portfolio. And then I want you to use the IMG tag to put in the 3 images that we just talked about. Okay. Put a brief description next to each, if you find it online, just, maybe explain why you like the image or something like that. Then you're going to have a 4th section underneath that new portfolio called related websites, social media. Put that inside of a heading. And what I want you guys to do is make an unordered list of links to go to social media sites. So for instance, if you have an Instagram account or a TikTok account, or you want to link to your LinkedIn or something like that, okay? Make a link that when it clicks, it goes to that account. If you don't want to use any personal accounts, you don't have to use your own personal accounts. Just make it link to some website. I don't care. It could be, SF State. It could be Netflix or Hulu or Google or whatever you want. I don't care. Just as long as there's a link that goes to another website. Okay. That is what I'm grading you on. Okay. And I want there to be at least 3. Okay. So you're going to write all that, put it into, you're going to have your HTML, you're going to have all your images, you're going to take that, you're going to compress it into a single file and then submit that to Canvas. Okay. So today is the 10th. This will be due, I'm not going to make it due next Monday because next Monday is a holiday. It's President's Day. So we'll make it due the Wednesday, which is the 19th. Okay. So if you have any questions, I would recommend talking to me during Wednesday's class on the 12th or coming to my office hours on the 14th. Okay.